An online speedrunning event organized by Games Done Quick's all women speedrunning community, Frame Fatale. It's been happening all week from 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is our second to last day, and it's been wonderful. We've already raised over $43,000 for Malala Fund. So thank you all so much who are here, who have been here, who will continue to be here, and for supporting Malala Fund. Now, to learn more about that, once again, I am here with another amazing Malala Fund worker who is Megan Cui, who is the development intern at Malala Fund. How are you today, Megan?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. I want to hear a little bit like first of all, when did you start working with Malala Fund?
Yeah, so I started actually, this is a fall 2020 internship. So I decided to go on a leave of absence from school because of COVID. I didn't want to do remote learning. So I was like, this is an amazing opportunity to do a term time internship. And I found Malala Fund on like some random job listing site. And so I started in September and I'll go
Okay.
until December.
Okay, so you're super new. So how's it been so far
Yeah.
for you?
It's been incredible. I mean, the work that we do, it's just like so crazy to see it from the inside. I mean, you see the amazing work from the outside already. Like the social media pages are so active. It's clear we're doing a lot of great work from the outside, but when you really see it working on the inside, it's just insane. Like there's so many moving parts, but people are so passionate and want it to work. And that's super inspiring for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's kind of similar to, in a way, to working more with Games Done Quick. It's been really awesome getting to know more about what they do behind the scenes. It's like you understand kind of the background behind an organization better, and you're like, wow, this is so much work. Like they're just
Yeah.
putting in so much time and effort. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
And it is.
yeah. So as a development intern, can you tell me a little bit more about like what that means for you, like day to day, or just kind of in general?
Yeah. So as an intern, I'm doing a lot of just like basic development work. So currently working on actually a program that we haven't like fully like gotten done yet, I guess, but it's going to be engaging more with students, and so it's super exciting because I have a background in just like working a lot in like youth education within the United States. So it's cool to be able to apply it more worldwide, hopefully. I also just do a lot of emailing and inbox stuff and a lot of meetings, and it's all super cool because I do actually fundraising for my own nonprofit, and this is really amazing to just learn from like the experts. So
That's really,
yeah.
really cool. Yeah. So it's like helping to influence and inspire like your own work as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm learning so much.
Yeah, that's amazing. And since you're like kind of in the middle of your own education right now, what would you say like education means to you and helping, Malala Fund with women in education?
Yeah, I mean, my experience in education is just like one big reason why I became so passionate about education as a whole. So I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, so actually suburban Cincinnati. And so, I mean, that's the Midwest. I was always interested in tech and just like getting to see what the world had, but I don't think Ohio is necessarily the best way to get to experience that. And so I think education really gave me an opportunity to learn about what's out there without having to like go out and take so many risks, like trying to like explore all these different things, because I could just learn about it really. And so the first step that I had into like the world of education was when I started doing a lot of work with computer science education. Um, so like just in my community, I ran a lot of like computer science education events and realized that education is something so powerful, like more
Mhm.
powerful than I'd realized because I was privileged enough to always have it. But I knew that there were people out there who didn't have CS education, but even more people internationally who don't even have access to education at all. So I think just like my experience, as it broadens, I've realized the scope of impact is just getting bigger and bigger, and the impact we're doing is a lot more and more important every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with COVID hitting this year and all of the things that
Mhm.
you've done to kind of like enhance and help out with that. I know that there's like things like the radio that's happening, like there's the radio education and things. Do you have any other things you'd like to share about the COVID response?
I'm actually not super familiar with our COVID response because I mainly do the
Yeah.
fundraising, but I do
Right.
know that we've done a lot of just like we focused a lot of our fundraising messaging around the fact that because of COVID-19, there's going to be 20 million more girls who are displaced at
Mhm.
least, and won't be able to get their education anymore. So it's even more and more important now to donate and to make it possible for girls to not even just get an education, but to be able to maintain it and keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so important. It's not just the beginning, it's the following through.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So
absolutely.
when it comes to women who have been involved in Malala Fund or, promoting women's voices and in education, we've been talking about assembly every day this week now. And I
Hmm.
love hearing all these stories. I think they're really fascinating. So I wanted to hear one of your favorite stories from the assembly.
Yeah, so recently I read a piece. It's about a girl named, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but her name is Aisha. And she's a 15-year-old girl from northeastern Nigeria. So she just pretty much had this, it was like a short graphic like illustrated piece. So it was really cool. It's like a comic book style kind of thing, and
Cool.
really amazing graphics and illustrations. But pretty much just talks about her story. And I mean, it's crazy to think that she's 15. She's already gone through, I think she had to escape like a bombing by Boko Haram, and then she had to seek refuge in Cameroon. And
Wow.
then like she found her that she was separated from her family, and then she ended up finding her in Cameroon who's
Oh, looks like
now
we're getting a
of
little bit of
one of the oh,
oh, looks like we're getting a little bit of lag. So we may need to repeat that last part.
oh no.
Um,
Okay.
hopefully
Okay.
everything's
Sorry
fine.
about that. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good
Yeah.
now.
Are you okay? Okay, amazing. So I'll just back up a little bit. Yeah, it just talks about how she had to escape a bombing by Boko
Right.
Haram, and she sought refuge in Cameroon, and then, um, like found her brother and her mom there after getting separated, and then
Wow.
after that, she had to like figure out how to get an education because like her brother was prioritized for education because her brother was supposed to be the breadwinner, and then with the help of like one of Malala Fund's like organizations that we work with on the ground there, she was able to actually get access to, I think, just like basic supplies and like everything she needed in order to pursue an education without like all the stress of um, that accompanied like not necessarily having the resources. So I mean, honestly, it's a story that I think a lot of girls in those regions like tend to go through, and it's
Mhm.
crazy for me. I mean, I'm 19. I'm from Ohio. Like I haven't really seen that much, but to imagine that like they've gone through so much more than like I hope I know like I mean honestly I hope I never have to go through something like that. And so I
Yeah.
think it's just so inspiring and powerful to see girls so strong to be able to get
Yeah.
through things like that. Yeah.
Right. So able to persevere. Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think stuff like that is really powerful. And, I'm kind of in the same boat where it's like, I don't wish that on anyone. I don't wish that kind of like hard experience on anyone, and being able to see them push through that is really amazing. So I understand why you wanted to share that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And okay, before I let you go, I did hear a little something about you. You do have some gaming experience. So
A little
um,
bit. Yeah.
okay, so we've been talking about Minecraft before we got this interview started today. But my actual question for you is, have you ever seen a Minecraft speed run?
I have, yes.
You
Um,
have.
I I just got into them super recently. I like see some like challenge speedruns. I don't know, like Dream and like
Yeah.
George Not Found on YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
Like they're
Same.
classics. Yeah. I keep seeing their speedruns and like all the extra challenges they have in there. I tried doing it and then I think I like died within like 10 minutes because I fell into lava. Because I was digging straight down, which I know you're not supposed to do, but it's a speed run. You got to go
Yeah.
fast.
Right.
But
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know how
I,
they do it.
yeah, it's crazy. They're like so level-headed about it, and I'm
Yeah.
just out here like I can barely like break down a piece of like a log for
Right.
wood or something. Like
Yeah.
it's so
Like, I mean,
stressful.
well, like anything in speedrunning, it just takes practice, and you just start learning kind of
Hmm.
the things around the game that's going to help you you just see the game in kind of a different way. Like your perspective shifts, and that's kind of what helps you just
Yeah.
maintain that level headedness about it. So cool. Okay, well, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Illumina is another great runner. And
Oh
then,
yeah, I've heard.
but we also have so many amazing women today who are doing all kinds of amazing speed runs. Like next up, we are going to be having Final Fantasy 14 online, in all trials run by Shino Inari, which is going to be great. But before I let you go, first of all, thank you again to Megan for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it. It was super fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. And before we get started with runs today, I'm going to let you all hear about some more amazing prizes with our prize man sent.
Well, thank you so much, Fu. Hello, everyone. It is good to be back here on day 6 of Fleet Fatales. Of course, there's a whole new day of amazing speedruns, and with it, a whole new day of amazing prizes you can donate to be entered to win for. Now, like Fu mentioned, the first run of the day is going to be a game that I have a very personal and enjoyable relationship with, Final Fantasy XIV Online. Definitely a game I've been getting into a lot over the past year, but I have a friend or two who just can't get into it. They really don't like the whole healer tank DPS trifecta of MMOs. They say, Sen, I think the game's kind of fun, but I just don't understand how the least important person possible could distract a boss from all of the more important things happening. And could you maybe explain how that works? Something like that. So now that I have stream aggro, let's talk about some of the prizes. That did not work out quite how I planned. But that's okay because we have a ton of great prizes to talk about today. Prizes like this wonderful copy of Legends of Localization, Volume 2, Earthbound. If you saw the original copy of Legends of Localization on Saturday about the Legend of Zelda, I mentioned how, even in a game as small as the original Legend of Zelda, there were, excuse me, one second. There we go. Now I'm good. Even in a game as small as The Legend of Zelda, there were a ton of things to talk about with regards to the localization. So, an RPG 10 times the length, full of puns, full of silly cultural references. It's going to be a lot more. And this book goes into great detail about it, goes into detail about all of the interesting changes that had to be made to even bring the game to English in the first place, as well as the very strange marketing campaign. If you were a kid around the time, you might remember the marketing campaign of Earthbound being that Earthbound stinks, and the game coming with a scratch and sniff sticker code, uh, which was very strange. This is a $5 minimum donation. It's a super interesting book. Highly recommend you give it a read. And it's available all day today. That really was not a smart thing to do on camera. Anyway, for a $10 minimum donation from Lemon Carrots, we have this set of absolutely beautiful felt knitted Among Us crewmates. You get a full set of all of the different colors in the game. They're all super adorable. They all have the little visor. They all have a little backpack on the back. The craftsmanship on them is just wonderful. Thank you so much, Lemon Carrots, for sending those to us. They're great. And they are all just so cute and adorable, except, wait a minute. Why are my curtains still purple? I swear I changed that. That's kind of sus. I'm not going to lie. Oh, the price segment's still going. Oh, well, we'll get them next time. Anyway, from an anonymous donor, we have this absolutely beautiful Corsair RGB mouse. It's a super cool Glaive RGB mouse. It's got 6 programmable buttons, including 2 thumb buttons. But the feature on this I really like is that it's got an adjustable thumb grip. It comes with like 3 different thumb grips you can put on it. And that's super big to me because so often I found a mouse that I feel like I really enjoy, but it just doesn't quite feel right in my hand. And this one, it's customizable in that regard. It's a $15 minimum donation. Comes to us from an anonymous donor. Thank you so much. You know who you are. Now, also for a $15 minimum donation, we have from Cute Monster Props a couple of amazing little tiny replicas here. We have a Crim coin with King K. Rool on one side and a banana on the other, and I'll go ahead and bring this up to the camera a little bit later, as well as a pin with the 4 golden Kong letters. Again, a little hard to see right now. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com, check out the tracker. There's a great picture of them, or I will bring them up in front of the camera in just a little bit. But first, for a $20 minimum donation, I need to talk about this Epos 370 gaming headset. It's a super cool wireless headset with low latency. It's got a great microphone on it. It's got super big, comfortable ear cups on them. It's just a great set headset. Thank you so much to Epos for sending it out to us. It's a $20 minimum donation to win one. So there we go. And of course, for a $25 minimum donation, we have something super cool, super unique. It is a one of a kind, 6 foot by 1.5 foot. That's about as big as me. Banner featuring a bunch of characters from Fleet Fatales. It might be on our website. It's definitely on our Twitter right now. You can go look at it. You can see a great picture of it in the tracker. It's huge. It's so big, I realistically can't show it off in this camera view, but it's about the size of me, like I mentioned. It's one of a kind. We only ever print one, mail it out, and then that's it. It's a $25 minimum donation anytime today, so make sure to get your donations in. And now, of course, we can't talk about prizes without talking about the grand prize. So if you remember, $25 is going to get you entered into everything I just talked about. But $100 cumulatively throughout the marathon is going to get you entered into our grand prize, which is a piece of synthetic alexandrite cut into the shape of a Triforce, sent to us by Ryan56K. Thank you so much, Ryan56K. We have a great video of it here, and I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can get a look at the actual piece. Now, as I've mentioned before, one of the really cool things about alexandrite is it changes colors under different light sources. So in the video there, you can see it's under a very white light source, which results in it being a very deep blue color. However, in the studio here, it is under a lot of incandescent lights, which means that it is much, much redder. Just give me 1 second while I focus the camera in on it. There we go. That should be good. Doing my own camera work. Sometimes that's just what has to happen. So yeah, you can see it's a much redder purple. There aren't any lights shining directly on it here, so it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it a little bit there. Much different color. It's super cool. In addition, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to show off these cool Kong pins and the Kremlin coin. So here we go. We have the oops, I have the letters upside down, as is on brand for Scent. We have the KONG letters right there. You can see them. They are really shiny. Super great finish. Thank you, Cute Monster Props, for that, as well as this Kremlin coin. They come together as a set. I believe they are a $15 minimum dollar donation together. So yeah, you can see K. Rool on one side and the banana coin on the other. There we go. That's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much. And let's send it back up to the front and get excited for that first game, Final Fantasy XIV Online, which will hopefully be in a lot more focus than I am.